As a longtime fan of Power Rangers across all mediums, whether it be the TV shows, comics, or video games, I'm among the few who genuinely enjoyed Power Rangers 2017 and believe that it was unfairly dismissed by both critics and audiences. Despite being a box office disappointment and critically panned, the 2017 movie stands as a masterpiece that deserved more recognition for its uniqueness and the risks it took. While I acknowledge the critiques, I strongly feel that the movie's true potential was misunderstood, and if audiences had approached it with an open mind, it could have sparked a successful franchise. A teen drama with superhero elements. One of the biggest complaints about Power Rangers 2017 is that it spends the majority of its runtime as a teen drama, with superhero action relegated to the final 30 minutes. For me, this was precisely what made the film stand out. I was never a fan of the more generic superhero movies that prioritize constant action, and Power Rangers 2017 found a balance by focusing on character development. The first hour and a half of the movie builds rich, relatable arcs for the 5 core Rangers, Jason, Kimberly, Billy, Zach, and Trini, before they even begin to morph. Unlike the typical Power Rangers formula of nonstop action, the movie explores these characters' personal struggles, forming the foundation for why they come together as a team. This emotional depth made me more invested in the story than I expected. The film perfectly blends high school drama with sci-fi elements, and its focus on character development over constant battles is what sets it apart from the typical superhero genre. I walked out of the theater excited for a sequel, especially to see how Tommy Oliver would be introduced. A fresh take on the classic characters. Another point where Power Rangers 2017 shines is in its reimagining of iconic characters. The versions of Jason, Kimberly, Billy, Zach, Trini, Zordon, Alpha, and Rita in the movie may not be the same as the nostalgic versions from the 90s show, but they were far more compelling. I particularly loved R.J. Cyler's portrayal of Billy Cranston. As a well-developed autistic character, Billy was the heart of the team, breaking stereotypes by not being defined by his condition but by his role in the story. Naomi Scott's Kimberly, who embarks on a self-discovery journey, and Becky G's Trini, who introduces the first LGBTQIA+ Power Ranger, added depth and inclusivity to the team. Elizabeth Banks' portrayal of Rita Repulsa was also a highlight, deliciously evil and perfect for the role. The relationships between the characters were what made the movie stand out. Their struggles, insecurities, and growth were not only relatable but also emotionally resonant, making it far more than just another superhero origin story. And although the final battle was fun, it was these characters and their development that made Power Rangers 2017 one of my favorite superhero movies. Understanding the criticisms. Despite my fondness for the film, I understand why it didn't resonate with many fans and critics. Some complained about the lack of superhero action, and the suits and Megazords received their fair share of criticism for their design. The infamous cow scene became a symbol of the movie's attempts at humor that some found overly juvenile. While I personally disliked that particular scene, I appreciated its role in setting up Jason's character arc. The product placement of Krispy Kreme was also mocked, but I found it amusing and self-aware, something I've always enjoyed in films and TV shows. The primary issue, however, seemed to be that the movie deviated too far from what many fans expected from a Power Rangers movie. Rather than embracing the typical high-energy action and campiness of the original series, Power Rangers 2017 leaned heavily into its teen drama aspect, which some felt was too serious for a franchise known for its lighthearted tone. Many fans couldn't appreciate the film's darker, more introspective take on the characters, and instead wanted a more traditional action-packed spectacle. A missed opportunity for a franchise. What makes Power Rangers 2017 even more disappointing is that it had the potential to kickstart a new franchise. The movie was clearly designed as the first chapter in a larger story, with hints of Tommy Oliver's arrival in future sequels. The film's final moments even teased Tommy's introduction, with the names of Jason David Frank, the original Tommy, and Amy Jo Johnson, the original Kimberly, appearing on a list. Despite being a cult hit among fans, The movie's lackluster performance at the box office essentially killed any chance of sequels. Had the movie performed better, Power Rangers 2017 could have easily spawned sequels, further exploring the lore and characters in a deeper way. It had the perfect foundation for growth, and with the right direction, it could have turned into a lasting franchise. Conclusion: a film ahead of its time. Power Rangers 2017 is a film that took risks, and while it didn't always stick the landing, its ambition is something to be admired. It blended teen drama with superhero elements, reimagined classic characters in fresh ways, and dared to tell a more mature story than the average Power Rangers fan might have been expecting. While it may not have found mainstream success, I believe it deserved more recognition than it got, and could have been the start of a beloved franchise. For those who gave it a chance, Power Rangers 2017 remains one of the most unique superhero movies to date, and for me, it will always be one of my favorites.